Thanks for tuning in to the Urban School Podcast. I'm back with more of an exciting topic for the upcoming NCAA women's basketball season, and I will be talking about the players to watch for this upcoming season. Now, this is going to be an exciting year because there are a lot of different storylines. There are a lot of different narratives that have to go along, and it's with some of the biggest programs inside the nation. So unfortunately, we probably won't get Juju Watkins for most of the season. So USC is going to be on the downside because they won't have Juju Watkins and they won't have Kiki Arafin as she went to the league, went to the Washington Mystics. So they won't have their leading scorers from last year on this new upcoming season. But I think they'll be able to be competitive, but I don't expect much from USC. But that's just a preference of what I'm going to talk about. I have a couple of, probably 8 to 10 players I'll talk about to watch for this upcoming season. So the first player is Lauren Betts, the center out of UCLA. Now, she's the most physical player or the most consistent player over the last few years in college basketball. This is her last year. She's the walk-in double waiting to happen. Will she be able to, gain a national championship alongside Kiki Rice? She's the number one projected pick in the upcoming WNBA draft. I believe in her skill set. I just think that sometimes, well, it was only a couple times last year where she was pretty much shut out, but her efficiency is very good and she's very dominant in the paint and she's taller than most defenders. I believe she's 6'7". So she has the ability. I believe she's a better version of a Camila Cardoso with better post moves and better defense and more, and more physically imposing, even though they're pretty similar in size. But it's going to be interesting to see if Lauren Betts can take her game to the next level this year alongside Kiki Rice and others and see if they can finally get that coveted, championship because they didn't lose many games last year, but I think they got kind of tired or the attrition got to them towards the end of the season. So let's see if they can, cut those minutes down and be able to capture that national championship this year. Secondly, Olivia Miles transferred from Notre Dame alongside Hannah Hidalgo to go to TCU. Will she be able to maintain her status or even uplift her status, not being alongside a star like Hannah Hidalgo anymore? Will she be able to get her team to the playoffs, to the NCAA tournament, which I believe she'll be able to. But how far can she take that team? Because that will affect her draft stock. I believe she can either possibly, I think at this point, she has more to lose than she has more to win at this point because she was projected number 3 pick last year in the WNBA draft, but she didn't go. This year, she probably still be somewhere in that range, but a poor performance or a poor outing, especially being a standout this time, will look different for the draft stock. Her ability is her ability, but they want to see how you can change a franchise. And it's going to be a lot of bad teams in the WNBA at the end of the season. So they're going to be looking for some serious game changers. So can she be that game changer that they need? Next, Flau'jae Johnson, the LSU forward. She's already captured a national championship with Angel Reese a few years back. Can she get another title? They've added Malaysia Fulwiley from South Carolina. Big addition. They have the consistency of Michaela Williams. Will they be able to get there under the tutelage of Kim Mulkey, who I believe in as well? She's a very tough teacher, but she can get the job done. So will they be able to capture that coveted national championship again? Will they be able to take it up another level? They will have the guard play. I believe there may be lacking a little bit in their front court, but their back court should be elite at all times. Next, Tanaya Watson, the transfer from Florida State University, the highest scorer in the nation last year with over 25 points a game. She will be mixing up alongside the great coach Don Staley and Chloe Kitts. Will they be able to put the pieces together and get that camaraderie and chemistry together in time for the the NCAA tournament, because it's not a matter if they're going to the tournament, but how far they're going into the tournament. And we know what their ability is off their track record. So will they be able to get it done? We will see this upcoming season. And that leads me to Chloe Kitts on the next one, that players to watch. She's projected to be a top 10 draft pick. Can she rise her stock? I believe she will be the most pivotal piece to South Carolina being able to repeat as champions or to get another national championship, especially with the exit of Malaysia Fulwiley and losing players to the WNBA draft. So Chloe Kitts will have Tanaya Watson, a 25-point game score, which I believe will give them more production than Malaysia Fulwiley did because she was coming off the bench. But then you have Raven Johnson as well alongside her. If can she get an uptick in her scoring and things like that. So next, Reagan Beers, the most physical presence in the nation, I believe, playing for those Oklahoma Sooners. Now, she's going to be the most pivotal piece in her offense and her team, especially defensively. But offensively, I think they need to run the offense through her because she draws the double team and she can kick out to shooters, and hopefully people will be able to make those shots. But they were very formidable last season. They were very underrated as well, but I think they just didn't have enough shooting. Hopefully next year they will have enough shooting to go around with Reagan Beers being physical in the post, because she's going to be an asset for any team in the WNBA when she gets drafted, eventually. Next, I talked about Malaysia Fulwiley already. She might have the biggest storyline coming up this upcoming season, as she's trying to set herself apart in the new legacy that she's trying to build with LSU and Kim Mulkey alongside Flau'jae and Michaela Williams. So, can she prove to be the missing piece for the Tigers, and can she prove the narrative wrong that she was the problem in South Carolina? Can she prove that she's the lone star? Because I do believe she's the most exciting player to watch next to Juju Watkins in the nation. But because she's so creative with layups and she's so shifty and she's fast, she's the female Allen Iverson, I always say, in the women's basketball game. So can she create a new legacy for herself and uplift the brand that she's already built? Because she was coming off the bench with South Carolina, but I believe she will be a starter with LSU. But that's yet to see, yet to be seen. But I think she will, especially transferring over. You would think she would have those promises set in place. So we want to see her as a starter and see what she can do, because we know she's electric and she's very must see TV. She's box office. So she has the biggest storyline for this upcoming season. Aziza Fudd, after the Huskies beating the Gamecocks in the national championship last year, will they be able to repeat? Gino Auriemma's considered the best coach in all of sports for the most part, with the championships and the amount of players he sent to professional league and the WNBA. Will they be able to repeat? There's no more Paige Beckers, but on the other hand, you do have a returning sophomore and Sarah Strong, who can post up. She can shoot the three. She can shoot the mid-range game. She's a total package. She's going to be a number one draft pick eventually when she comes out in the league in a couple of years. So that's going to be interesting to see Aziza Fudd on her own, and will she be able to carry that team with her ability to shoot and defend as well? And the last player I have to watch is Madison Booker, one of the best mid-range shooters in the game and the nation, and also one of the best shooters, period. One of the best scorers as well. And her game mimics a former Texas Longhorn, Kevin Durant. When I look at her game, I think about Kevin Durant, the way she shoots, the arc on her shots, her height compared to the other players. She's just a phenomenal what she can do, being able to put the ball on the floor, being able to jump shoot at her size. She's doing things that players, probably 5'8" should be doing, but she's doing them at her height. So will she take her game to the next level with Rory Harmon to being able to put a cap on this season with that championship? And especially in the SEC, it's going to be a difficult task to do with teams like LSU and Oklahoma in there. So it's going to be interesting to see. But as always, I'll keep you updated on this stuff. I'm very excited about this upcoming season. And until next time, I'll see you next time.